is up, you guys, and welcome to the Chosen League podcast, where fire sports content is the name of the game. I'm your host, Devin. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload an episode. Watch this episode all the way to the end because I don't want you guys missing out what I have in store for you today. So, as we know, last night's game, Alabama Crimson Tide versus Duke Blue Devils. Duke were just on the terror. I mean, they were defending the land like the Cavaliers, beating Alabama 85 to 65, and Duke was a team that just wanted it more. But before I get into all that, question for discussion: will Cooper Flagg lead Duke to a victory in the Final Four? Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. I know there's some fans out there who's Duke fans, Cooper Flagg fans. Let me know in the comment section. I want to hear from you guys. But anyways, Duke as a whole, their largest lead was 20. They had 40 points in the paint, 19 assists, 41 rebounds, and shot 86% from the free throw line. And Duke, the thing I love about Duke was the team chemistry. The team chemistry was there, and you can tell from the start of the game. As they begin to each possession began to build on, they were just getting the ball rolling. Um, Key players for Duke: Cooper Flagg, 16, 3 and 9; Tyrese Proctor, 17, 2 and 5; Con Newpel, 21, 1 and 9; Common Maluak, 4, 14, 1 and 9. And he was, hey, to be honest, he was balling out there. Big man Common Maluak was balling out there, getting lobs, getting rebounds, um, being aggressive in the paint, posting up, the physical toughness, and dominating. So credit to all these guys: Tyrese Proctor, who was getting a couple shots in; Cooper Flagg, drawing fouls, kicking it out to open teammates; Con Newpel was, I felt like Con Newpel and Cooper Flagg were feeding off each other. Con Newpel will knock down a mid range shot or a 3 point shot or driving into the basket. He was doing it all. All of these guys were doing it all. And another thing about Duke before I get into Alabama, Duke, they knew their assignment. They knew what they needed to do. They weren't playing hero ball. They were playing as a team. You know, Cooper Flagg being the freshman, you know, doing what he does best, playing his game. And that's what it boiled down to. Duke played their game. They played the way they were supposed to play, and they knew what was at stake. They said, "All right." And plus, they're making history once again. Last year they was in the elite eight, and now they're going to the Final Four. So I'm excited for Duke. Looking forward to seeing what they're gonna do moving forward. And last but not least, Alabama. What went wrong for Alabama? Well, I'm gonna tell you. One, bad shot selection because, for one, Mark Spears, who is their best player, he had a bad shooting night, 2 of 12 from the field. I feel like it was a tit for tat because it's like Duke, like I said, Duke was playing their game. They were hitting threes, they were basically scoring from all angles, all on every spot of the court. Didn't matter where. And so when Duke hit a three, it's like Alabama. Oh, I want to hit a three. Let's. And another thing they were doing, I felt like they weren't valuing the mid range game, and foul troubles came into play because Grant Nelson was in foul trouble. Um, they were hesitating to drive to the basket. And I'm gonna give you guys an example. On that one possession where Mark Spears, it was basically open season, open lane. He's driving to the basket. He drives to the basket aggressively, like he normally does, and he can finish through contact. So I'm thinking, okay, he's driving to the basket with a purpose. Mark Spears is gonna make this layup. All of a sudden, this man kicks it out to the open man at the top of the key, and guy misses the three. So I'm like, why would you do that? Like and plus he got caught for travel on that one play where he drove to the basket. If it's an open lane and it's like open season, I'm gonna drive and I really can get this. Nobody's on me. Take the mid range shot. Take the layup. And it just they weren't playing. They basically tried to play the way they played in their previous game against BYU. BYU Duke is not BYU. Every team is totally different. So you have to play You have to play at a higher level. Once you beat that one team and then going into the Elite Eight and you're playing against Duke, a team who had great camaraderie, a team who really played as a whole and they did what needed to be done, made the necessary sacrifices to win this game. You can't rely on one guy. This ain't hero ball. This is basketball. It's a team sport. You got to play as a team, and I just feel like you know Mark Spears. They were defensively for Duke. They were forcing Alabama to uh, shoot more threes instead of driving to the basket. They were making it hard for him. Clogging the paint. And Mark Spears is trying to shoot all threes he can. I'm like, yo, the way you played in the last game, it's not gonna result to this game. It's totally different. Alabama, shooting 35% from the field, 78% from free throw line, 18 fouls, 9 steals. Key players: Grant Nelson, 10, 1 and 7. Uh, LeBaron Falan, 16, 3 and 5. Chris Youngblood, 10, 1 and 4. Mark Spears, 6.6 assists, shot 2 of 12 from the field. I mean, Alabama, they had a good run, 28 and 19. And so they had a good run. They just have to come back next year. And Mark Spears is a senior, so they have to come back next year and really, you know, look at take what they did this year, look at their middle mistakes, and get better next year. And number two on their team is a great dribbler. They have to stop dribbling the ball way too much. That's the problem with Alabama. I've seen they've dribbled the ball way too much. Other than hesitating, they dribble the ball way too much. But anyways, that is all for today's episode. Once again, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload an episode. I'm Devin, and I'm signing off.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show.